Tuesday Drive.
After listening to the daily press conferences from our Premier Gladys Berejiklian and Chief Health Officer Dr Kerry Champ, the one point that I constantly take away is to stay at home. Now, of course, we're lucky here in the Shoalhaven that we don't have the stay-at-home orders, but we're still being encouraged to limit our movement if we can. So if you're one of those people and you have kids, I have something that might help pass the time and spark an interest in what's happening in your own backyard. And it all revolves around a pair of undies. Now, I'm not sure whose exactly, but I do have Dr. Oliver Knox, a senior lecturer in cotton from UNE's School of Environmental and Rural Science, who is one of the people behind the 2021 Soil Your Undies Challenge. Hello.
Hi, Stephen. How are you going?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Look, I honestly don't know where to start with this. The pun or the idea of soiled undies in my backyard. So I guess we better clear up what is the Soil Your Undies Challenge.
So we're not asking you to do anything dirty in your underpants. What we're wanting you to do, though, is take a pair of underpants, go out into your backyard, find a bit of soil that you're interested in or you might like to know a bit more about. Dig it up, so a bit of soil you can dig up, and basically bury that pair of underpants 5 centimeters deep for 8 weeks. Then come back and exhume your underpants, and hopefully it'll give you some insight about the activity of your soil biology and the health of your garden.
And are you encouraging anybody to go inside and grab a pair of their own knickers and bring them out and put them in the garden?
Well, as you said at the start, we're encouraging people at the moment to join in our University of New England and Cotton Info Soil Your Undies Challenge. The only issue is we had 300 pairs of pants to go out and we're down to our last 50.
Oh, wow.
So not everyone's going to get a pair of those wonderful pants, but we would still encourage as many people as we can to take part.
Okay, so if somebody does want to sign up for this challenge, can they just go out to one of the local stores in Nowra and just go and buy a pair of undies that they can use in this challenge?
Absolutely. We would encourage you to find cotton underpants, and that's quite hard actually in this day and age, but they are out there. And the reason for that is the cotton breaks down really nicely. The bugs in your soil get to work on it and break it down, whereas if you get polycotton ones or ones that have got a bit of polyester or spandex in them, they won't break down the same way. It looks really cool, but it doesn't really quite tell you the same stuff about your soil biology.
So if you do have healthy soil, what can you expect when you dig your undies up at the end of this challenge?
Well, that's the great bit. If you've got a nice healthy soil and you've got a nice diversity and activity of soil bugs in there, they'll basically get to work looking at the cotton and breaking it down into the sugar that cotton is actually made of. And they'll eat that. And what you'll get left behind will be nothing more than the elasticated waistband and the polycotton stitching that held them together in the first place. So if your soil's really, really healthy, that's all you will get back.
And I'm guessing if your soil isn't that healthy, then the undies will come out just as they went in.
Yeah, we have had some pairs that you could literally take out, give a shake, and you could have put back on quite happily. And in those cases, we kind of get people saying, well, okay, what do you think was missing? What was the magic ingredient that would have helped your soil? In many cases, it's water. Yeah.
Right. So I guess what makes unhealthy soil in our backyard then?
Well, we have a number of things. Some people, it's the water. It's either too much or too little water in their yards. In other cases, it can actually just be the soil type itself. It may be that it's lacking in nutrition, that it basically doesn't have any other foods there available for the bugs, and that's stuff like organic matter. So leaf fall, grass clippings, compost, manures, all those little things that provide what we call organic matter, which is like an additional food source for the bugs. Soils can be a bit too deficient in those. We have a thing called pH, the measure of how alkali or acid your soils are. That can be too extreme as well. But generally, the magic ingredient here in Australia has been water, too little or too much.
So just going back to the undies that we can go out. Now, I know you've mentioned that they have to be cotton, but when it comes to buying cotton undies, is it fair to say cotton is cotton, or are there different types of cotton?
For these, any pair of cotton pants would do you. And there is some cotton out there. You'll see stickers like organic cotton or BCI, which is the Better Cotton Initiative cotton. that is cotton that maybe has different environmental credentials. But really, in this case, we just want you to get some cotton pants because it's that natural fiber, which we know the bugs will readily break down. And we'll give you the results we hope you will see, a nice healthy soil.
All right, so we dig a hole, we pop our undies in for, was it 2 months?
Yep, 2 months, 8 weeks, that's what we're after, yep.
Right now, and is there any particular reason why we have that time frame of the 2 months?
It pretty much is what it needs to work. A bit. If you go too short, you often need to get back up, and you've still got quite a lot of pant left. But eight weeks appears to be pretty much optimal. Takes us through a season, I guess, or a fair bit of a season. So we get quite a bit of activity in that time, and makes it more comparable. Means we can compare your pants to everybody else's pants as well, which is something we want to be able to do. So you can actually get a feel for how good your garden is compared to other people's.
Now, of course, you're from Armidale, for the University of New England, but you're opening up to everybody across Australia.
Yes.
Is there any reason why you want the whole country to get involved with all this?
Well, I think it's a great way for people to have a bit of competition with their neighbours, maybe interstate as well, or between townships. But it's a way to look to see what your soil's like where you are, and then get a feel for if you're doing better or worse than other people. And I think making it a competition, therefore, encourages activity in this regard, getting people involved. But I would love to see Australia's soils mapped out based on their ability to break down a pair of cotton underpants. For me, that would be really nice, just to feel that we're all thinking about our soils and realizing it's more than just dirt.
Now I heard you mention the magical word there, competition.
Yeah.
Is there a prize at the end of all this?
I believe you and eDiscovery are talking about doing a school visit or a home visit if it's a homeschool that wins, to certainly encourage people and to provide some educational resources. And if we're lucky, and like last year we'll make available to those winners some sensors to allow them to actually do some more of their own experiments.
And have people still got time to sign up for this?
Yes, absolutely. Like I said, we still had 50 pairs of pants to go out this morning. For the competition. Sadly, our funds meant we could only do 300 pairs this year, which that's better than last year. But even if you can't get a pair of those 300 pants, even if we run out, I'd still love people to get involved, to actually just get a pair of cotton underpants, bury them, share their findings on social media using the hashtag Soil Your Undies or Soil Biodiversity, and to post images into the Cotton Info Soil Your Undies map so that we can actually see what everyone's pants look like.
Well, look, thank you so much for your time today, and the best of luck with your undies. I hope you get the result that you want.
Thank you, Stephen. I hope we can encourage a few more people to take part on the back of this talk. So that'd be awesome. Thank you.
And that was Dr. Oliver Knox, a senior lecturer in cotton from UNE's School of Environmental and Rural Science. And if you want more information, or you just want to get involved, or even just score a pair of cotton undies if you're lucky, then head to unediscoveryvoyager.org.au. And if you do bury a pair of knickers in your backyard, I wonder what results you'll get. I wonder if you've got healthy soil. I'd love to hear from you in maybe 2 months' time. And look, speaking of burying undies in your backyard, don't forget to give your garden a little TLC, which I think Dua Lipa is talking about in this song.
This is Tuesday Drive